cat stole the neighbor's puppies. The owners were in shock when they found out the reason. When a cat mysteriously started stealing the neighbor's puppies, the owners were baffled and in complete shock. What could possibly drive a feline to take tiny dogs from their home? The surprising reason behind this unusual behavior left everyone speechless. The worn floral armchair by the window had always been Shelley's throne. Her sleek black fur soaked in the morning sun, but the usual sparkle in her emerald eyes had faded into a distant, sorrowful gleam. Weeks had passed since she lost her own litter, 3 tiny, helpless kittens taken by a sudden illness. The house felt unbearably quiet, her joyful purrs replaced by restless pacing and the occasional soft, mournful meow. The Coopers family, George, Donna, and their teenage daughter, Anne, did their best to comfort Shelley, offering extra cuddles, new toys, and her favorite salmon-flavored treats. Yet, she remained withdrawn, lost in her sorrow. Shelley had once been a precious gift to their family, a tiny abandoned kitten they had found shivering under their porch 5 years ago. Though she was scrawny and fragile back then, she quickly blossomed into a lively force of nature, filling their home with playful pounces, endless purrs, and an ever-growing affection. Now that once bright energy had faded, replaced by a quiet sadness that weighed heavily on their hearts. Then the puppies started appearing. It began with just one, a tiny, whimpering bundle of tan fur, no bigger than Donna's hand, curled up in the middle of the living room rug. George was the first to discover it, stumbling upon the unexpected guest during his early morning coffee routine. Shelley, instead of reacting with her usual skittishness towards anything new, was gently nudging it, a low rumble vibrating in her chest. The Coopers were bewildered. Where had it come from? They carefully examined the pup, finding no collar or identifying tags. Someone must have lost it, Donna had said, her brow furrowed. We need to take it to the vet and call the shelter. But before they could do that, another puppy arrived, and then another. Each morning, a new addition would appear. Sometimes tucked behind the sofa, sometimes curled up in Shelley's favorite bed. The Coopers were growing increasingly concerned. The pups were all different breeds, though all small and clearly young. They began knocking on doors, asking neighbors if anyone was missing puppies, but each response was the same: confusion and denial. As uncertainty spread, so did suspicion. Whispers of a catnapper started making rounds, and some neighbors speculated that Shelley, grieving the loss of her kittens, had begun stealing other people's beloved pets in a desperate attempt to fill the void. Anne, her heart aching for Shelley, rushed to her defense, insisting that their cat was far too gentle for such a thing. But even she began to waver, her initial certainty giving way to a creeping sense of doubt. The tension in the room thickened, and the Coopers found themselves facing accusatory glances and uncomfortable silences, struggling to make sense of the bizarre situation. One evening, their neighbor, Mrs. Wilson, whose prize-winning beagle had recently given birth to a large litter, arrived at their door, her eyes blazing with anger. "Where are they?" she demanded, her voice shaking. "Where have you hidden my puppies?" George, Donna, and Anne were stunned. "We haven't taken anyone's puppies," George protested, but Mrs. Wilson wasn't convinced. The situation was spiraling into a nightmare, and they had no idea how to prove their innocence. What an incredible story. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. See you in the next video.